I'm Carol Peters, and I am the Family Educator Supervisor for the whole New River Valley, including Floyd. CHIP is a program that started 13 years ago in Floyd County. It is a home visiting program that works with families who are financially challenged and whose children are on Medicaid. We provide, of course, in-home services. Our work is done in the home, and we provide parenting education to families, as well as we have a nursing component to our program too. So the nurses work with families to make sure that they're up to date on their immunizations and dental well visits, and just make sure the family is healthy overall. They do a lot of developmental screenings and check to make sure children are up to date on their milestones. The family case manager works as a team with the nurse, and they do a lot of parenting education and use a curriculum called Parents as Teachers, which is a nationally known evidence-based curriculum to help parents learn how to be their children's first teachers. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. There's a lot more that goes on. We refer family to resources. We get them hooked up with resources in the community. We transport when we need to ensure that they receive the proper medical care and well visits and dental visits.
They say it takes a village to raise a family, and we become part of that village. We help guide and support in the best way we can for each family. Each family is very unique. We individualize our service to support the families the best we can, and that can include parenting education, assessments, health assessments. We do developmental assessments, make sure each child is reaching their milestone, and if not, we provide the necessary resources to help bring that baby or that child up to the milestone they should be reaching, and that can include physical therapy, speech therapy, things like that. We do fun activities with the babies and the children. We really like to see the parents involved in these activities, and these activities are geared for parent involvement with the child and the parent on the floor doing activities together. We try to build that attachment between child and caregiver. We even do money management, help with some finance, with budgeting. You need anything, and we will help you get that. We'll connect you to the resource that can help you if we can't.
CHIP has been in Floyd for 13 years now, and I came in as a family educator after the first year it started. So I worked with a lot of the families in Floyd before becoming a supervisor, and to see families, our goal is to have families in our program for at least 2 years. Some of them stay longer, some of them stay a shorter amount of time, depending on what their needs are. I think it's wonderful for us to see them grow and be able to become self-sufficient, to know what resources are out there, to feel like they're competent in their parenting skills. It's wonderful for us, but it's exceptionally wonderful for the family to be able to reach those goals and to get to that point where they're competent and confident enough to do it on their own.
We are a nonprofit, so we rely on various grants federally and through the state. Also, we rely on people in the community. People donate to us, whether it's toys or clothes for the kids, toys and books. We always need books. Our goal for each home visit we do is to bring a book into the home and leave that book there, because we find that some of these families, they lack transportation, so they can't get to the library, or they also don't have any money, to buy books. So sometimes CHIP is the only means where some of these children are building a book library. So we always need book donations, and Floyd community has been great about that.
Here, put it on the plate. Put it on your plate. Come on up there. Do you want to try some of this?
Look at top.
Here, want me to make your plate? Got his twister? Mashed potatoes and gravy? It's gravy.
Well, Chips helped me out a lot. There were times that I had a sick little girl and I had no one to help me take her to the doctor. I had a baby and a sick toddler, and so the Chip nurse came and drove me and my girls to the doctor and helped me out while we were there, and that was awesome to have that help when I never would have before. It's just an amazing resource. There's so much, whether it's you don't have the resources yourself to take your kids to the Christmas party or take yourself to the fall festival, but Chip gets it together and lets you know when, and the financial aspects covered, and the kids have benefited a lot from just being able to do things that they normally wouldn't be able to do and be with other kids while they're doing it. And of course it's awesome to have someone there all the time if you have a question or have a problem, and you can pick up the phone or message someone and you've got a qualified professional who is there to answer. There's no reason not to want to be a Chip.
Well, we've had a lot of trouble with her gaining weight when she was younger, and so they've been good allies for me when we were in court and foster care, and they also have helped me with her psychologist with her night terrors, and getting to know other families in the community and play groups, because we don't have or know anyone our age to play with. So they've just been really good about that and being available even when they can't come to the house, but available either phone call or text message or for whatever questions we have with the helpful handouts. The parent as teachers, I believe, is the curriculum that they use. So we really enjoy reading that every time they come.
Chip's been fantastic for me. It gave me an outlet to ask questions about my children and the parenting things that I couldn't necessarily talk to other people about or felt that I couldn't. I didn't know a lot of people whenever it came time for me to have my children, so that was even better because I would have been totally alone. They've helped me with resources, any issues that I've had or parenting questions that I've had. They've always provided resources to help me better understand and maybe do things differently than I would think. There's a girl who's pregnant, and I've told her what Chip's done for us, that they have, I've never had to question things because I've always had someone to go to. I've never If my children ever needed anything, seriously needed anything, Chip has always been there for us, whether it be, a winter coat or, just tools, phone numbers, whatever we've needed. Chip has always been there to try to do everything they can to help provide. And, that's important for a new mother.
Hi, I'm Angie Nichols, CHIP Coordinator of the New River Valley, a program of New River Community Action. So CHIP is Children's Health Improvement Partnership. We are a program of the New River Valley that does in-home services. So what that means is we do in-home visits. We work with families, children 0 to 6, and prenatal women. Our role is really to promote health in families and to help parents be strong and successful parents. CHIP helps the community in many different ways, a lot of underlying that the community doesn't see. So our goal is successful parents equals successful children. So one of the underlying things that we do is prevent child abuse. And we do that in different ways. A lot of it is just based around education. So if a parent doesn't know what to expect out of a new baby coming home, they're a first-time parent, they've got this screaming little newborn, they're not sure what to do with, the expectations for them to maybe pick their baby up and give it a little jolt trying to get it to stop is likely. They've never handled a newborn before, so it's new parenting skills. So a lot of what CHIP does is go in, we talk to parents about what's normal. It's really okay for your baby to cry. That's normal. We expect that. And we talk to them about the appropriate expectation on their end. So a lot of that basic education really works to prevent child abuse. But in turn with that, we also promote health. So we want healthy families, healthy children, healthy parents. We really work to make sure that children have the dental care, the well visits, the immunizations that they need to help them be successful when they get ready to go to kindergarten. Families come to us for different reasons. No two families are the same, ever. It doesn't work that way. So a lot of families come with extra things that they went through in their life. Lots of family backgrounds are different. So some families come to us because they've never had children. They need that reassurance that their parenting is okay. Some parents come to us because they have a brand new baby that was a preemie. They were in the NICU for several days and they have no idea how to take care of a new baby, especially with the additional medical care that a NICU baby is going to have. Parents call us often because they don't have insurance. They're not sure how to obtain that for their children. And some of them have heard from a friend that CHIP gave them hope. It was that reassurance that they were parenting and doing a great job, and they learned more while in CHIP than not about parenting and what to expect. So parents come to us for different reasons, and we start there. We meet the family where they're at. So the outcomes differ for different families. Some of the families that come to us for more of a medical care or maybe asthma case management for their young little ones, a lot of those families leave us with a better understanding of how to use asthma medications. They understand when to go to the emergency room and when not to go to the emergency room. They have a better understanding of when they need to contact their doctor, when are things okay and when it's not. That's an example of a medical case. A family that comes to us enrolled maybe prenatally, the outcome there would be that they have a long-term successful pregnancy. The average cost for a 10-day NICU stay is $30,000 for 10 days for a NICU baby. So when we're with families who are pregnant and expecting, we really talk to them about the medical care that they're receiving with their OB. We talk to them about signs to look for. As the whole time that they're pregnant, we want them to know those early signs of labor, because we don't want NICU babies. We want babies born full term and healthy. And being in CHIP often gives them that foundation to know the signs to look for preterm labor. Those moms will have those healthy babies. We'll work with them on breastfeeding, proper nutrition, and then lay that groundwork that we talked about for those early education years. So that piece of getting them ready for kindergarten, having them ready for preschool, just knowing the basic child development skills that's going to allow them to be great, successful parents. CHIP is for everyone. So any parent who feels like they just need that boost in parenting skills. They may have health questions. They may not have ever been around children when they were little. They may not understand the basic need there. CHIP is for everyone. And we always say it's like walking that parenting journey with someone. You never have to do it alone, and it takes that village. And we like to think of CHIP as that extra village that helps along and helps parents along the way. Parenting isn't easy. There's always questions that come up that you're never sure, am I doing this right? Is this the okay way to do it, no matter what age your child is? And just having CHIP there really truly makes the difference. I had the pleasure of being with a CHIP family one day this week, and I was asking them, why do you like CHIP? What's CHIP's done? What have we done for you? And they said, well, it's been really great, because their daughter was their first child. They weren't sure really what to expect. They kind of felt out of their element, kind of on how to raise this child. And she said, I have substance abuse history with my family. I have family members who are really deep in substance abuse and fighting to get out. And my husband has some mental illness, and there was some child abuse on his side, and we do not want to raise our daughter the way we were raised. We want different. We want it to be different for her, and we see CHIP as providing that, and they've been able to do that. Another thing that CHIP really helps with too is, our family educators take books every single home visit. And we recently learned through a study that families who live in lower income families, they go to kindergarten usually with a word average base of 3,000 words. Some of them have been read to once a week, some of them a little more, but they really kind of go to kindergarten with about a 3,000 word base. Children who live in middle income to higher income housing or families, they go to kindergarten with about a 20,000 word base. So, 3,000 word base versus 20,000 word base, that's huge for these kids going into kindergarten and learning how to read and being on that same level as their peers. So one of our goals is to even that ground. We want families who live in lower income families to be equivalent to their peers when they start school. Our family educators do a great job in bringing that element in. So assuring that all families have books every single home visit, so that they have their library for their kids. So CHIP has offices all throughout the New River Valley. We cover the city of Radford, Floyd, Giles, Pulaski, and Montgomery County. So we have areas that serve all of those areas. We serve on average between 120 and 160 families per year. We serve about 270 children out of those 100 and some families every single year. So we try to reach as many families as we possibly can.
She don't shut the door.